Welcome to season 6 of the Breakthrough Show. Breakthroughs around the world, conversations with 40 guests from 40 different countries, acknowledging our similarities, honoring our differences, and celebrating our connection. I'm your host, Jessica Dugas, the creator of the Breakthrough Show Network. For season 6, episode 19, I am thrilled to introduce someone to you who's a friend of a friend whom I had the pleasure of getting to know virtually when I worked on editing her version of Dorothy O'Shea's For Love poem. She's an NLP practitioner and trainer, as well as a wealthy mind trainer, among other things, representing the country of Japan. Please welcome Makiko Iyama to the show. Welcome, Makiko.
Thank you, Jessica.
Very excited to have you here. And I pointed out the last time we talked, I love your background. It's so calming.
Yes, thank you. It's a Nemo's background.
Yes, I love it. I love it. Dorothy said that there was something about the ocean or or fish or something like that with NLP. Do you remember anything about that?
Yes, the fish is kind of complement to the people. So it's kind of symbol of support and sponsorship. So it's coming from the dolphin learning.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, now I know the story. Dorothy said, ask her about the fish. I said, okay, I'll ask her about the fish. I love it. Well, I'm really excited to have you here to talk about Japan today as well, because my son, one of the languages he's learning is Japanese. And so I'm excited to learn a little bit about the culture. So starting off, what do you love most about your country of Japan?
Yes, my most love of the Japan is here in Japan is very safety, even though the city side. I think the maybe Olympic year, some people said like the foreign people coming to Japan, and when they lost the smartphone on the train or on the city side, and maybe some people another country maybe it's gone and it's not coming back is kind of miracle. But in Japan, some people are taking up the smartphone and go to the police office and just give to them. So when we lost something, but it's coming back to us a lot. So very, very safety country. And I have heard like people renting the room. The Japanese people are very clean. And some people said like Airbnb and some kind of renting room business people. They want to have the Japanese people because they use the room very clean. So we are the very safety and very clean people organized, and the food are delicious. I think a lot of people in the world know the Japanese food is very healthy and delicious and kind of the artistic.
Yes. I watched a whole show the other day about food in different parts of Asia, and it was really interesting to see just the care of how they were making like lunch boxes for their kids. And it was like, who has time to do this in the morning?
Yes. And some mother do that, like Pokemon lunchbox, Pokemon rice bowl, and Dragon Ball rice bowl. And they made very, very small things, very carefree and cute. And pretty.
Oh my gosh. So funny. So funny. Okay, so let me ask you this, because me and my husband and all of my kids play Pokemon Go together. And we love that game, something to do as a family. And we had seen a picture of a Japanese man who had, I think he had 25 or 30 different phones himself playing the game. Is this what everybody does over there?
No. No, 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 no. Wow, that man's a very love Pokemon game.
I know. Well, it's funny because we've been talking about on every episode how, we'll see photos like that or we'll hear stories and we'll say, well, everyone from that country must be doing that. And that's
No,
not the case. So, so Makiko does not have 30 phones and is not playing Pokemon Go in that
no,
time.
no, 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 no.
I love it. I love it. Well, what do you think are some of your favorite places to go or things to do in Japan?
Of course, that Tokyo is kind of amazing city. I was a tour guide and I have been to a big city around the world. But Tokyo is kind of very big, like
Mm,
small place, but a lot of population
yeah.
and a lot of lights and a lot of building.
Mm,
So Tokyo is kind of amazing place to see.
yeah.
And of course, we have a lot of historical places like
Mhm.
Kyoto and the country I live, the Kanagawa prefecture, and Mount Fuji. And when you have the time, I recommend to go to Okinawa too. This is kind
Mm.
of Japanese Hawaii.
Yeah. I
We
love
have
that.
Yeah, we have the ocean and mountain and historical thing and big city in Japan
Mm,
in the small place.
yeah.
So you have enough
Yeah.
time to
Yeah.
go.
You can see a lot in a shorter period of time, but there are, a lot of the city is big, like it's a lot of people in
Yeah.
the area. And I loved how you were sharing about, that people will still in that amount of people turn in your things
Mhm.
or, so do you feel like there is a high level of respect for each other as Japanese people?
Yes, I think so. And I think a lot of Japanese people are kind of very, なんだろう, peaceful mind
Mm,
inside, I think.
yeah.
And maybe uh, they don't want to be ashamed for other things. How you said?
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Just to be peaceful. What is the diversity of Japan like as far as culture and maybe religion as well? What does that look like there?
I think we have no religion so much. Yeah,
Mm,
we say like a Buddha and Shinto, but they don't show much so much. We don't show up about the religious things. But
mhm,
we love the shrine, we love the temple, but really not deep inside. So
mm.
accept,
Yeah,
yeah, the
uh,
religion.
it's interesting to hear that because we hear so much about Eastern religions and how they differ from us here in West and here like where we live in Alabama, there is a church at least on every corner and religion is something that's so ingrained in the people here in the Southern United States, and so it's always interesting to me to hear about what things are like over there because it feels like it's very important, yet
Mm-hmm.
it's not so in your face,
Mm-hmm.
you
Yes.
know? Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Breakthroughs are about more than you might think. They're about discovering who you are, digging deep, reaching to the core of your soul. They're about healing. Healing yourself, understanding your beliefs, creating a ripple effect. And it's not just those initial moments that matter. It's about using them to bring more joy into our own lives and the lives of others. It's about having fun, letting loose, enjoying every moment life has to offer. It's about finding a safe space. It's about creating connection. Join us each and every day for exclusive programming, special events, and a community to call home, where we invite you to explore, change the way you look at and live your life, and go beyond the breakthrough. So we ask you, are you ready? We'll see you online at thebreakthroughshow.com.
Yeah. So I'm really excited today to get into a little bit of your story. And you're an NLP practitioner, as I mentioned, and a teacher, a trainer. And we've had other NLP practitioners on the show before, but I would love to hear how you came to learn about NLP.
Okay, that's a very interesting story. When I was young, I have kind of like average things. I can do the average, a lot of things for the average, but I don't have any like big risk, big how you say the confident or big competence. How you say?
Right.
Big resource for some other people. And my mother and my father always ask me to have something very good at things, to something to find very good at things. But I couldn't find anything. But when I was a high school student, I wanted to be the TV reporter or announcer, and I studied a lot about this. But after graduate the university, I couldn't get this job. So that was kind of my kind of down point for my life, because I studied for maybe 4, 5, 6 years to be the TV reporter. So at that moment, it's in my unconscious mind, always think like I don't have anything what I really want, but next things I can get, but I can't get whatever I really, really want. So I think unconsciously I said this word a lot. And one day my NLP, the master practitioner friend, told me one question. So I think I said, I can't have anything what I really want. And that my friend said, oh, who decided that? So I couldn't understand what he said. Who decided that? Oh, because my life is like that. I really try to anything what I really want, but I couldn't get ever. And he continued to ask me, well, so you said you can't have whatever you want, you really want. So who decided that?
Yeah.
So kind of I was shocked, but I couldn't accept his question. So, well, okay, you can have whatever you want, but I couldn't. This is my life. This is my destiny. Like that. But he said, so who decided that? So this is the kind of the starting
Wow.
of my NLP world. Who decided
Yeah.
that? That is me. So because I tried to do a lot, but I couldn't. But this is what I decided. What is that meaning? Is the starting point for my NLP world.
Wow. That, I mean, what a huge question. What a huge question. I spoke to, I saw a video recently from a friend of mine who said that everybody's talking about the recession that's coming, that there's a recession coming. And he said, I'm not going to participate in that. And he said, I'm deciding my life. And I felt the same where, COVID is concerned and some of these other things that we've been going through, where we might have all of these things happening around us and we feel like I just need to go along with it, that this is my life too. But as you're saying, who decide that? And that I can see now how that one question will change your whole life.
Yes.
Wow. That's amazing. So you got into NLP. What made you decide to move forward to become a practitioner and a trainer and teach this to other people?
Yes, that's a good question, because when I learned the NLP, and I was just small thinking of, the trainer is a good way to be. But another might said, but it's not possible like this. So it's kind of, maybe it's a good way to be the trainer, but I couldn't be. So the whole change was when I was learning the wealthy mind training. So it's in Japan, we call it NLP Money Clinic. And when I took the NLP Money Clinic training in Japan, I thought this is coming from the US, California, NLP Coaching Institute, and they have the training for Money Clinic trainers training, the Wealthy Mind trainer training in California. And I thought, if I want to be the NLP trainer, it takes maybe 1 month, and I didn't know my school now. My school, where I working for, is doing the NLP trainers training, but in that moment, I couldn't know this. I didn't know this school. So when I should become a NLP trainer, I have to go to the US and takes 1 month and take a lot of money. But this Wealthy Mind trainer training is only 5 days. So at that moment, I was working for another company, but only 5 days. It was the summer, so I thought I could have the summer holiday, and maybe take the trainer training in California. So I endorsed the trainer training, and I have been to the San Francisco, and I took the Money Clinic trainers training. And at the moment, the Wealthy Mind training, NLP Money Clinic training biggest things is the belief change.
Wow.
It's very kind of deep inside, find the deep inside belief. We call it the STEM belief. STEM belief. And STEM belief is, for example, it's like we call STEM belief it's symbol of some grape. So we have a lot of small belief as the grape, and inside this stem, if we change this stem belief, the old belief is gone. So I changed the STEM belief at the moment too. So I changed the STEM belief in Japan, and also when I take the trainer's training and STEM belief, I took off the STEM belief too. And I changed my mind a lot. Then when I came back to Japan, and I have a chance to meet my boss in Japan, this biggest NLP school in Japan. And he wanted to have this NLP Money Clinic training for his school. And he found me. I am the one of the trainer. Then we have the connection with my boss. Then, when I show my NLP money clinic, he asked me to be an NLP trainer. So that is the story to become the
Yeah.
trainer. So I was thinking, when I thought I want to be the NLP trainer, maybe 10 years takes 10 years, because 1 month to go to the US, and it I have to make the money
Mm.
for taking the trainer training. But after the Wealthy Mind training, um, I meet I met my boss in now.
Mm.
Then he asked me to be the NLP trainer.
Wow.
So it takes only 3 years,
Oh.
4 years.
And see that's I think that speaks to the power of NLP when you're working on yourself and those inner beliefs and things, you can see things happen much quicker, right?
Yes, yes, very much quicker, and I couldn't believe it. Then
Yeah.
now I'm the one of the NLP master trainer,
Mm.
and yeah, hypnosis master trainer, and a lot of chance to be like that.
It's amazing. It's
Yeah.
amazing. What does the process look like? Because I hadn't heard of the wealthy mind before. I'd heard of NLP, but I hadn't heard of the wealthy mind. What does the process look like to get to those STEM beliefs? Like, what do your people have to do to get there?
Yes, that's a good question. First things, the Wealthy Mind developed from Tim and Chris Harbon. This is the developer, and they told me about the kind of cycle for our life.
Mhm.
Universal cycle of change. It's kind of the cycle for when the universe from the Big Bang started.
Mhm.
We everyone have this cycle. So the people who are succeeded people get into this cycle very well. So we learn this cycle, and then a lot of people have money belief, a lot of money belief.
Mhm.
So first we find the money belief, then from the money belief is coming from very, very deep inside stem belief. So we just uh, money belief from the deep inside the stem belief to go into the deep inside belief.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do you think it is that or maybe you're taught this? Why is it that the money beliefs are so deep inside our STEM beliefs?
It's kind of yes, we have a lot of stem belief,
Mhm.
and going to the life, we have a lot of from STEM belief to the human belief and career belief and money belief, and lot of the belief is coming from this STEM belief.
Mhm.
So the STEM belief is the first. It's
Right.
kind of when we are the children, and
Mhm.
we made it when we are the child. Then we go to the life, and we have a lot of things to happen, and we have a lot of meaning and a lot of result, and get into another belief from this STEM belief. So that
Yeah.
is why that money belief is kind of, how you said that, it's very surface things.
Mhm.
Hmm. So it's
Yeah.
coming from deep stem or roots belief, and going to the money belief, and kind of human belief, career belief,
Yeah.
healthy belief, wealth belief, like this.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
mm,
I think we oftentimes as humans we complicate things.
yeah.
We think that things are so difficult. And I do you think why do you think it's a challenge for some people to understand that it really can be as simple as just changing those beliefs? Like why do you think we struggle to get there sometimes?
That's a good question, because this is kind of heart's belief, like I'm not worthy, or I am not good and I am very bad. Those kind of very, how I said, hurt themselves. It's kind of, we don't want to open up this hard word, very hard word. Nobody love me like that, and nobody accept me like this. And when we found this belief, sometimes the memory come up like nobody loved me and nobody accept me like this.
Yeah.
So that is why people don't want to open up this hard belief.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to relive that.
Yeah.
I know that I had done a couple NLP sessions a few years ago to help me with some health challenges that I had been experiencing.
Wow.
And it was not easy when those memories and things started to come up, to work through them and shift them. But it really can be as simple. It was magical, really, how, you could give something a color and give it a shape and then it would just change. And we're like, how did that happen? I don't understand how.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's amazing. Who specifically do you like to work with? What kind of clients do you enjoy having?
Every client, like businessman and mother and father and teacher and
Yeah. Do you find that any particular clients are, do you feel like they're all open to the NLP ideas, or do you feel like sometimes it takes a little bit of a challenge to get them to understand what and believe what you're teaching?
Yes. Sometimes we have a challenge.
Yeah.
Not people are opened at first time. So this is kind of challenge things a lot.
Yeah. I'm curious with that, we've talked about that with different people on the show that are obviously from different countries. And I'm curious how you feel like being in Japan has changed your business, if at all. Like, do you feel like being in Japan has had an impact on your business that it would be different if you were elsewhere?
Maybe it's different, but it's depend on how we think.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I think that it's a huge piece of it. And I talked recently about the importance of location for me. And I think it got to the point where I almost said, I'm okay with the belief that it'll be better for me elsewhere, because, I can sit here and say, it's just a belief that I have that I'll be fine anywhere. But I think sometimes it's so exhausting to push back so hard on those beliefs. And for me, it was a great moment to go, no, I deserve to be happy where I want to live. And it's okay that's a belief of mine. Do you believe that there are ever beliefs that we don't need to shift?
If how you said that, if people want to be something and there need to be shift, maybe it's they need to be shift. But if they don't have any like outcome or needed, so it's not needed. So it's depend on the choice, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
Other than shifting some of the beliefs that you've had, what are some of your favorite NLP techniques or your go-to things that you love to use for yourself?
A lot of things, especially I think that reframing. The frame is very important, how we look the world. So it's kind of, we said a lot of things is a failing, but we said it's a feedback. So one of something happened, but we said it's kind of bad things, but it's kind of challenge, or development chance. So that reframing is very good way to think. I don't want to say a lot of positive things, but kind of big vision.
I like that explanation, because sometimes it can be a challenge for us to think in terms of positive or negative, and sometimes that's not even a thing. It's
Yeah.
just like you said, that bigger vision. It doesn't it's sometimes people that I've talked to, they say, oh, I'm not just going to say this positive thing and my life is going to change. And so it's easier to explain to them and get them to open up when you say, look, it's just a bigger vision. It's just having you seeing more sides of the picture, rather than this idea of positive or negative or good or bad, which is so black and white for people.
Yes, that's right. So I think we have a lot of choices. So this is more important than positive and negative.
Yeah, it's so true. There's so many choices. It's not just left or right or forward or backwards. There's, sideways and upways and downways. I think about, do you know the movie Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory from
Yes.
There's a scene at the end of the movie where they're going to go in this funny elevator, and he said, there's all of these buttons, and they said, how can there's elevators only go up and down, and he said, no, not this elevator. It can go front ways and back ways and sideways and all these different things. And I really see that as like a metaphor for our lives, that it's not just up or down, that there's so many more choices. How do we get people to see that though, Makiko?
One of the things this is not an NLP way, but the kind of fundamental thinking way will be, a lot of things is coming from ourselves. Like we don't be like result. We should be the causes. So causes side, cause and effect. So cause and effect. We have always choice for the cause side and effect side. So effect is kind of, a lot of people do like this, and this environment do to me like this. But cause side is, I do for that, I move for that. So it's kind of I or we. So we should be don't say should, but it's better to be the cause side, because that makes our kind of world.
I have found incredible empowerment in being on that cause side.
Yes.
But there was a time when it was a challenge for me in that realization moment of, oh, I've done this to myself. And this sometimes guilt and self-judgment that comes with that moment. Have you seen that being a hurdle for other people as well, where they have that realization moment and go, oh, I have done this, and how to not stay in that space of feeling guilty about that?
Yes, I saw that. So when we feel the guilty, this made someone hit you like that. So I said, if guilt and not guilty is kind of not exist, because if the guilt is exist, some people will hit someone like that, right?
Right. Yeah, I think we learn everything from somewhere. And so that's where that challenge comes in that we've talked about, of when you go through some of these techniques and those memories and things start coming up, that it can be really challenging to work past that for people. What do you hope to see for your business moving forward? And I know it's a big question, or for NLP in the world, like how do you want to see this change people?
The NLP is kind of like a surface change, but more things is people have the outcome and vision and mission. It's kind of finding NLP is, in other ways said, NLP is the self-awareness. Awareness is makes sense. Is okay. Self-awareness. So people know themselves very well, and people know why we people find the life purpose. And when every people find out the life purpose, I think nobody want to have the war, or nobody want to like shooting each other. People want to live more peaceful, and they want to kind of live as happiness and wealthy and healthy mind. Yeah. So I think a lot of people find themselves the life purpose, why we born, and when they when everybody can see the vision, world vision, I think we make the world peaceful. So my hope is people find themselves very well and appreciate their life, and live for their vision and mission.
It's beautiful. That's beautiful. I should have brought tissues. So let me ask you this question. Who decides your life now, Makiko?
Myself. Good question.
I love it. I love it.
愛のために。私は愛のために立つ。たとえ魂が砕けそうになっても、たとえ心が辛くても、私は愛のために立つ。私たちの傷ついた世界のために。それは私の小さな故郷だけではなく、それはすべての世界、どこでも、いつでも。私は愛のために立つ。なぜなら、私たちはもっと光が必要だから。もうこれ以上の死はいらない。これ以上の支配はいらない。これ以上の爆弾はいらない。私は愛のために立つ。私たちの子供たちが安全であるために。私たちの友人が守られるために。私たちの国境が開かれるために。私は愛のために立つ。たとえ魂が砕けそうになっても、たとえ心が辛くても。
Well, speaking of questions, we're going to get to our 10 quick questions for you today. And in an effort to get to know each other a little bit better and have a little bit of fun as well. So, are you ready to go?
Okay.
Okay. Number 1, what is your morning beverage or drink of choice?
Cafe latte.
Coffee latte, yes. All right. Number 2, when are you most productive?
When productive?
Productive to get things done.
When?
Yes, when?
The evening. Like that. Yes.
I'm sleeping in the evening. That's what I'm doing. All right. Number 3, which season is your favorite?
Summer. The spring to summer. Like early summer.
Very good. Very good. All right. Number 4, what is something you're learning right now?
I'm learning about the something learning. Like the online business.
Yeah. Everyone's been learning that the last couple of years.
Yes.
All right. Number 5. What were your best and worst subjects in school?
School. Best one is language,
Mm.
and worst one is ah how I said, it's kind of Japanese language things. So I love
Oh,
the English language, but I didn't like the Japanese language. I love now because from the NLP,
yeah.
but Japanese language when we learn is kind of very old
Mhm.
Japanese language. So this is it was boring for me.
Yeah. Well, I find this very interesting. We've had several guests this season who, when we get to this question,
Yeah.
they're whatever their language is for their country, they're like, that was my worst one. And I'm like, what happened here?
Yes, I understand that.
All right, number 6. What scares you?
What scared me? Cockroach?
Yeah. Oh God, that's so funny. All right, number 7. Have you ever been in love?
Yes,
Very
yes,
good. Very good.
a lot.
Yes, yes, I feel the same way. All right, number 8. What inspires you?
The movie.
Mm,
Hmm.
I love it. I love it. Number 9. How do you enjoy your downtime or your free time?
Um, just sleeping and nothing thinking, no thinking.
Yeah. Oh, that's so nice.
Yes.
So nice. All right, last one. Which culture do you deeply respect and or want to learn more about other than your own?
Wow, that's a good question. Every culture,
Yeah.
every culture, I can choose because when I love the travel around the world. So
Mm.
when I go to that country, I really want to learn about their culture.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, you made it. You did all 10 questions. It's so
Yes.
good.
Good.
So much fun. So much fun.
Yes.
Well, I know you gave us your YouTube
Mhm.
link that we want people to go visit. I put it down the bottom and it's also in the description of our video.
Thank
So
you.
you can go there. What can people find on your YouTube channel, Makiko?
This is I talk about the NLP a lot.
Mm.
So I think now it's on. Of course, it's Japanese, but
Yeah.
I think the English subscription will be there.
Yeah.
And
That's good. Good to know
yeah,
because I don't speak Japanese.
yeah, yes, yes. So there is English subscription. I think that you can choose that.
Yeah, I love it. So when it comes to your business, do you work with people only in Japanese or do you work with anybody?
My class is Japanese, but
Mm.
we how we say that we sponsored a lot of how you say it? We sponsored a lot of trainer in
Mm.
from the US and Britain.
Oh, okay.
You
Very
can
good.
find out English version too.
Yes,
Yes,
yes. Awesome. Well, I'm so glad that we got a chance to do this. You are so much fun. You are really a light in the world. Your energy is fantastic. And I'm so grateful that you are doing this work because I believe it's something that we really need to make our world a better place. So thank you, Makiko, for the work that you do in the world.
thank you very much too. Yeah, I enjoyed a lot.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I would love to have you back anytime, and I appreciate you being here today.
Yes.
I'm so thankful for each and every one of you that have watched the show today, wherever you are in the world. I want to remind you to join our community. You can go to bit.ly/Discord breakthrough. I'm going to put it at the bottom for you. We've got our other fans of the show, past guests, some of the hosts from the Breakthrough Show Network, bit.ly/Discord Breakthrough. Thank you guys so much for being here today, wherever you are. I'm your host, Jessica Dugas, and I want to remind you to make joy a priority in your life and make every day a great day for a breakthrough. And we'll see you next time.